into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, welcome back to our Wyoming Life. This is Beyond the Ranch, and it is only 7 days until Christmas, 14 days until 2023. When I was a kid, I don't even think I fathomed the 2000 range of anything. In fact, I was actually listening to an audiobook today, and he was talking about his kids, and he said something about, this happens in 30 years. And the kids were like, oh, well, that's a million years from now. Like 30 years to a kid is a whole lifetime, right?
I think Grace said something about like in 2060, like, I don't know, there's some
What was that?
Yeah,
She did say something about
2060.
that. Yeah.
And I think she straight up asked you if you would still be around.
She was like, are you still going to be alive in 2060? And I had to do the math in my head really quick. And I was like, well, maybe. I mean, there's a chance. Who knows? I mean, it must have been something going to happen in 2060. I don't remember what it was. But
something with school or something. I can't remember.
I know, right? But anyway, yeah, 7 days till Christmas. Are you done Christmas shopping?
No.
You got some done today.
I did 0.3% today.
Thank God for Amazon, because Amazon,
yeah,
when all that arrives.
I mean, we're still waiting.
Yeah, so we're still waiting for Christmas. We're waiting for the UPS guy to bring Christmas, and then obviously Santa and all that stuff still needs to happen. But
yeah.
It's I don't know if even after Christmas, I don't feel like we're done with Christmas shopping.
Yeah, we are.
It's just like, no, because then we got Kenzie's birthday is like right after.
Well, it's
that.
not Christmas shopping.
Yeah, but still, it's like they just remind you right afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like,
William,
you forgot to get this. So
I'm much more excited for winter solstice.
Start gaining some
That
daylight.
is for the 22nd.
Yeah.
We start making progress on that daylight project.
I had to laugh when we were in Omaha was that last week or the week before?
Hard to tell.
Anyway, the whole drive to Omaha, all 9-10 hours of it, was cloudy and
Awful.
just horrible. And Erin let us know about every 30 miles that she wanted to see the sun.
Yeah.
We needed to turn south. And then when we did turn south, it got dark.
Yeah.
So
We saw the sun for like 3 seconds. We were inside the whole time. I did see some sun through the windows.
the time we were there.
Yeah. And then we drove back in the clouds too. And I kept checking the goat cam, for babies and stuff. And it was freaking sunny at the ranch. And then we get home and it was dark. It was way past dark.
I think the next day was the sunshine.
Yeah.
And then a blizzard hit. And then now here we are. Because I don't know, like even today, I was out filming today, and it's still snowing.
It was nice in Casper. I went to Casper.
Yeah, Erin went to Casper.
It was 30-some degrees and sunny.
Really?
Yeah.
Our high temperature here was like 12.
It was 18 when I got up at 5:30
Oh,
or
well,
whatever.
it went
this
downhill
morning.
from there.
Yeah, no, it was warm. And I saw that because I checked the weather, and it was 18, and the high for today was only supposed to be 13.
Oh, okay.
But so it was warmer overnight, and then it dropped.
I always like it when that happens because, it's totally...
You like when that happens?
Well, it's funny because, like, when your high temperature is at, like, midnight,
Stupid.
it's weird when that happens.
Yeah.
But it happens here quite a bit in the
does,
wintertime. You
yeah.
get your high temperature will be at midnight, and then throughout the day it just completely falls. So
Yeah.
definitely a tricky thing.
It was gorgeous in Casper. I mean, it was for December. It wasn't windy.
Right.
It was sunny.
Why did you go to Casper?
To get stuff.
To get dry ice. That's why you went. Remember that when that's why you went
Yeah.
to Casper.
We did a lot of other shopping, and we're like, oh, we can't forget the dry
I was
ice.
just gonna
Mike will be real mad if we forget
So
the dry ice.
with if you can order beef and pork on the website, and if you're a Patreon supporter, and we'd run out of dry ice.
We ran out of dry ice weeks ago.
And then we had a storm.
Well,
Now,
and
this was before we went to Omaha, so we had a storm that week.
We didn't, but like Salt Lake and Idaho and stuff had a
That's
storm.
what it was,
And
okay.
so Curtis, our driver, he has like two different routes, right?
Right, yeah.
And they're just big loops.
Right. So he makes a loop from basically here to Salt Lake City. And along the way, he hits Casper and Cheyenne and
All the little tiny towns.
Idaho and Montana and makes like this giant loop. Right.
And then he does like an Idaho loop or something too, right?
Yeah. I think he can go backwards too or something. But he couldn't make it here because of the storm that he hit in Idaho or wherever it was. So
Yep.
we missed out on dry ice that week. Then Omaha. And then we missed dry ice last week because of the storm that hit here. So we were actually kind of panicking. We were like, oh my God, we have ordered, people, obviously you guys have ordered beef and pork and you want it delivered before Christmas. Because everybody's making, meal planning and everything else. So Erin bit the bullet and drove to Casper and went shopping, and along the way picked up dry ice for everybody so that we can ship orders tomorrow. So if you are a Patreon supporter and you want some beef or pork, order it tonight, because we're going to be shipping tomorrow. If we have to, we may ship on Tuesday to get it there by Christmas.
I did get extra. We do have a limited supply, and there was none in town. And there hasn't been for
Oh no, because you can't get up here.
Right. Yeah. So I did buy extra. When we run out, though, we run out, and we can't ship until it'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's every other week that he delivers. And he usually delivers about 300 pounds every other week, so it just depends on how busy you guys are with ordering beef and pork, how fast, our dry ice goes away. And usually by the end of 2 weeks, it's all evaporated anyway, and we just kind of start over, so, right?
It doesn't evaporate,
it sublimates. It's all gone. It goes away.
It's fancy.
There it goes.
And that's why we didn't go even yesterday.
Right.
You don't want to pay for it to just have it sublimate away.
Yeah, and we actually, when Curtis, our driver from Airgas, delivers it, we pay one price. You had to pay grocery store prices.
Yeah.
So it's like twice the price.
Yeah, I paid like over $300 today for dry ice.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I went a lot of other places too.
Apparently. Because you literally got home. We had, obviously live stream starts here at 6 Mountain Time. What time did you get home? A little bit after 5.
Like 5:15.
Yeah, so you made it though. I wasn't worried about it, but I knew you'd make it in time home. I wasn't sure if you were. We started 3 minutes late, if you noticed.
I was trying to eat some food.
No drive-throughs in Casper.
Well, we ate lunch at Chili's.
Oh, Chili's.
I told you that in the group chat.
I know. I'm acting surprised for the people that are watching. Oh, Chili's. I like Chili's.
And then I just ate some mini tacos that I bought at Sam's Club.
Sweet.
Mini tacos are awesome.
Are they that good?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Very cool. Hefner Farms, I did get your t-shirt. It's actually in the center console of my truck. I was thinking about wearing it today, but Erin had my truck, so.
I was back by 5:15.
I know, but then I forgot it, and then I forgot that it was out there.
Don't use me.
I did get it though. Thank you very much. I haven't had a chance to wear it yet, but I did get it. So very cool. Thank you very much for the shirt. What else we got going on? Obviously, a little bit of a break coming up with Christmas and New Year's and all that kind of stuff on the way. But what we really want to do is obviously thank you guys for sticking with us for a whole another year. This is our last regular live stream for 2022. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them up there. We'll try to answer as many as we can. And I did want to talk a little bit tonight about the storm that we dealt with, answer any questions that we have there, and of course answer any questions you guys have as well. So thank you, Daniel, for the $50 super chat. Appreciate that. What is that, like a giant pear or something that's attacking the city? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either, but hey, I'll take it. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, mini tacos are awesome, Matt. I get them every time we go to Sam's Club, which is like twice a year.
They don't last very long.
No, because I eat them.
You should buy more. That's what I'm saying.
I put some in the freezer because there's 2 packs. But like,
how many come in a pack?
I don't know.
What's the serving size for mini tacos?
As many as you can eat.
I think that's the same with regular size tacos.
True.
So why not just get normal size tacos?
Because these go in the air fryer.
They're like pre-made.
Yeah, they're
right?
mini.
You don't have to like get like little tiny shredded cheese to go on it and like a little dollop of sour cream or anything?
No, I got some Mexicali dip that I dipped them in.
Oh, okay.
It was also delicious. So.
Jay Red asked, what's the current temperature at the ranch? 7 degrees right now. I don't know what the wind chill is, but it's starting to get a little chilly.
Jeff, where are you going? You're leaving?
Yeah, he's got to go chauffeur folks around. I got a text.
Like you're
it's
doing
okay.
stuff?
Yeah. I got a text. It's okay. He
You
can go.
excused him?
I excused him. Yes, I did. But he does lose his moderator privileges.
Oh, yeah, take that away.
Thank you very much to our moderators for hanging out with us this evening. Zach Hewitt, Matt Fensel, Bill the Tractor Man, Jeff Lake, of course.
No,
and
he's done.
He's done. And Lori Habel here as well. So thank you very much for moderating for us tonight, guys. We really do appreciate it. And they've been here all year long, every single live stream, every single Patreon exclusive live stream. They're there for those two. Those guys really do put in the hard work. And I don't know if, as moderators, I don't know if they get to enjoy the live stream as much as everybody else does, because they're constantly on the lookout for
What are we doing?
evildoers.
Just hanging out?
Pretty much, that's all we do. From August, as ranchers, are you big proponents of a carnivore diet? Honestly, I don't give a crap what you eat.
We also grow an acre of vegetables.
Yeah,
so
Erin grows lots of
we
vegetables.
literally don't care what you eat.
There is that. I've had some pretty crappy comments and emails and stuff sent to me by vegetarians or vegans or whatever else, but I've also had very, very nice conversations with people who don't eat meat, and that even though they don't eat meat, they still want to make sure that animals are raised humanely and safely and everything else. So being able to talk to those guys, it actually is one of the highlights of my day when I do get one of those emails where somebody wants to talk about that. So
Just eat what you want.
yeah, don't starve.
Like, buy local. Buy local and eat what you want.
Exactly.
I also eat, we eat mass-produced mini tacos. Yeah. Do what you
We're
want.
not even sure if that's real meat in those things, so I'm sure Manny could tell you what's in them, but I don't want to know.
Do what you want.
William asked, did you get the sliding door open on the barn? No, it's still snowed in. I haven't gotten the skid steer in there yet. The emus are relatively, it's been pretty cold, so keeping them inside is not a huge thing. The donkeys have been going over to hang out with the emus, or with the goats, and do their thing, but emus have been pretty happy with being inside the barn. They get a little, the draft gets to them more than anything. So if it's windy, they don't want to be outside at all anyway, so yeah.
They're okay.
Oh, I just saw one. Oh my gosh, how many heifers and how many bulls you had from calving this year, and when will you breed the heifers for the first times?
Well, it's not that like you can talk about this. But,
oh, go ahead. You got it. Because I don't know how many heifers,
well,
how many
let's
bulls
just say,
we have.
like, we don't, unless we pulled up the spreadsheet and stuff, like, neither one of us off the top of our head knows. But I will just say, like, we are super transparent, and, like, we're fine with answering that question. We don't know that information off the top of our head. But that is somewhat of a tricky conversation to ask a rancher. Do you want to talk about the etiquette of that? We're kind of okay with it. It is kind of a gray area.
Yeah, I mean,
don't go up to a rancher and ask him, somebody that, don't ask ranchers how many cows they have. We are a different situation because we obviously share our lives on YouTube.
We put it out there.
But we also don't tell you guys exactly how many. Like, we're not hiding it, but also, like, the end of calving season always happens after the 30 and 30. There's always a few stragglers.
Right.
Like, we literally had somebody email us and say, hey, I have a spreadsheet. I need to know the numbers and the sexes of
all your calves.
Of the remaining calves that were born after the 30th. And I was like, no. Like, do you want to explain the why that's...
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I think it's just a more of a politeness thing, maybe, or etiquette. More than anything. One of the first things I ever learned, and we came here to the ranch in 2000, what year was that? 2008. 2008. And I think I remember asking Gilbert, like, how many acres are out here? And he just kind of looked at me, because
we don't ask
that's almost like just, how much do you get, what do you get paid per month, or how much money is in your bank account? It's kind of it's just a tricky question to ask, and especially when I didn't know Gilbert that well at that point. I think we were just dating at that point. No, we had been married at that point. The first time I'd been out to the ranch was when we were dating. So that's when I asked Gilbert that question.
Taking away Christmas presents.
No, we were dating at that time. The first time Gilbert ever brought me out here, we were dating, and I think I asked him then.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, who are you, kid?
Well, and he still didn't really want to...
Or you might not have known, because that could have been Gilbert too. Something, I don't know.
Yeah. It is very much, it's an etiquette thing. It's a very, and if you're not involved in agriculture and stuff, like, you don't know what you don't know and stuff, but it is very much like asking what's in your bank account, what's your net worth. If you're asking how much land is, and you go do a Google search and you find out what land is selling for, and you know to the acre how many acres we have and stuff, like, that is asking essentially, like, what's your net worth?
But
what's your paycheck? If you were just auction selling calves, how many calves did you sell?
But they publish that.
They do publish it. You can sell it anonymously.
You can.
But it's also like...
Let's say anonymous Gillette WY.
What's your paycheck for the year and stuff? Like, it's not... It's a weird thing. And if you're not in agriculture, you don't know that. And we obviously share.
Yeah, I mean, we have to.
But
Obviously,
like
being online is different.
You
kind of thing.
guys will probably never know exactly how many calves we have and what the split and stuff ratio is. Like we do have a bit of privacy that we kind of keep to ourselves.
Well, and I think occasionally I'll mention something, or I'll say, you know, like you can even figure it out, like how many bales is Mike feeding today, and you know, if you know how much a cow eats, you can kind of roughly figure out how many cows we have. So it's not like it's like this hidden thing, but at the same time, yeah, there is kind of that. You know, it is what it is. You wouldn't walk up to somebody on the street and say, hey, how much money can I see your checkbook? I'd like to know how much money is in your bank account. It's just that. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. It's
yeah,
not hard.
I mean, it's if you know the number of calves and you know how we run our business to some extent, because we share that on YouTube, like you can kind of figure out like what our income will be for the. Obviously, you have no context, right? Like, so you can be like, oh, they have this many calves, and a calf is worth this much, and they're going to sell these calves, and they're going to finish this many steers, and they're going to raise this much off of each beef and stuff. Because I can look at their prices online, and I can do a lot of math, right? Like, and I know that there's people out there that have done all that math and stuff, right? But like, you have no context,
right? And we're not mad. We're not mad at anybody for asking.
No,
that's not a thing. What we're trying to do is say, okay, now you watch us on YouTube, and I'm your buddy, and you can ask me these kind of questions. I don't want you to go and ask somebody else that question,
right.
and you know, I don't want you to make somebody else mad.
And we want you to understand the reason behind, not just, no, that's not something that you should ask ranchers or farmers and stuff. But like, and you shouldn't ask a farmer how many acres of corn did you put in this year.
Right. You know,
like,
what was your paycheck last month? You know.
And you can ask. It's like, and you can't say like, how many acres of corn and how much did you sell that corn for per bushel and what was your yield? You can't ask all that in the same thing. But you can maybe say. You can ask one of those three things.
So
you can't. I would never ask a farmer though how many acres of corn they put in.
No, I mean it's all over the place. When we were in Omaha, and I did a farmers panel, and Zach Johnson, Minnesota millennial farmer, and I were talking ahead of time, and Zach said, you know, how are we going to deal with the, you know, how much money do you make on YouTube question? Because it comes up every time, every single time. How much money do you make? And you guys have never asked that, which kind of surprises me in here. But
well, some people have.
They probably have.
There's a lot of assumptions about what we make on YouTube.
Right, and there's videos on YouTube about us telling people how much we make, which honestly I wish we made as much as people think we do.
Right.
But there's websites you can go to and all kinds of different things. So you know, Zach and I were talking ahead of time, and we said, hey, how do we you know approach this? Because the question's going to come up. Oddly enough, it didn't, but. You know, we just kind of said, you know, we're just going to, you know, tell them, you know, that we make a certain percentage off of how many, you know, commercials are played in front of videos. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. So, yeah, I mean.
And Brian, it can be super regional and stuff. And just if you're an outsider to agriculture and you walk up to a farmer and ask that, like, I don't know that conversation would. It depends. It very much depends on the farmer and the region and stuff. And like, without any context to that. I would say a rancher in Northeast Wyoming, if you asked them how many calves you had, that conversation would not go very well.
Probably not.
Right?
No. And it also depends on how well you know that person
right,
and
absolutely.
everything else. I mean, how much do you make on OnlyFans? 0, but Matt makes a killing on his feet videos for some weird reason. You know, you can look up. This is the thing. Like, there's so many different ways to find out that information. It's just right. Silly. You can go to the county assessor's website and type in a name, and you can find out how many acres there are that is registered under their name. But now, of course, we got shadow corporations and you know all this other stuff that you can hide stuff in. But it's interesting to follow that and see how many people don't think about that it would be a problem because we are so accessible. So,
right.
Not a bad thing at all. Amy, you're not in trouble. Trust me.
No, it's not a big deal.
Hope you didn't go anywhere.
Just want to explain the situation and stuff. So,
if you are going to a different website, Amy, I suggest you check out Matt's OnlyFans page. He'll throw a link up for us. Let's see. I swear the A team. Thank you when you open the shit. Yeah. The A team, so we have the if you caught the video, if you didn't, I'll explain it really quick. We got a corral for the B team, the corral for the A team. They're both in finishing school. They're eating grain and all that kind of good stuff and gaining weight and getting ready to go off to freezer camp. There's only a shed for the B team. The A team, we haven't had a chance to build their shed yet or any type of shelter for them really. So I did open up the gate in between and let the A team go. And they did. I opened that gate and they were like, we're out of here. Like, we're gone. Like, we're going straight to that shed. But they had been in that shed before.
They lived there for 2 months before
Right.
they move over to the A team. So.
But they did look like little snowballs, that's for sure. What the hell's a mangrove?
7. 7 some, Jamie.
7 some. That's where mans grow.
The goats are fine. No babies yet. No goat babies. No donkey babies. We will post that on Instagram and Facebook.
I think, yeah, as soon as that happens,
follow us
honestly.
on Instagram and Facebook if you would like to see the babies when they're born.
They could be on shorts.
Post to Instagram and Facebook first. Because we do post different content on those platforms. So you really should go follow us on either one or both, whatever. You do what you want. But they'll probably make an appearance on Instagram and Facebook first.
Yeah.
It might just be like an hour till they show up on shorts. But
you'll
you
know
should
first.
go follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Just make sure.
Hint, hint.
Granny said it's like asking, do you pee outside? I don't know. I'd probably answer that question before I'd answer, what's in my...
If you have to.
Yeah, I mean, you go where you got to go sometimes. Let's see. Are you getting snow in Washington? I did hear they were getting some snow up that way in Seattle and all that area. Might have a white Christmas up there. Social Blade, Henry, is so... I don't know where Social Blade comes up with their numbers either.
It's not very accurate.
Yeah, it's not very accurate. But, if you want to go with that, go with that. The horses during the blizzard, they actually came in. They've got a barn over on the other side of the road, so they were able to get in and hide out. So.
And they don't need a barn. Like, they'd be fine without. But they like to have shelter.
Mangoes. Oh, okay. I know what a mango is. That just cost you $20 to correct your mistake. Wow.
That was an expensive typo. Thanks,
yeah,
JB.
No doubt. Could you imagine if every time you had to autocorrect something, you had to fork out $20?
99 cents.
99 cents, fix it. Ooh, Apple.
Or you had to watch an ad.
Or you had to watch an ad. Apple could figure that out. Every time you have to use
don't say that. They're
autocorrect.
listening. My phone's right there. Your phone's in your pocket.
Now I gave them an idea. Horses did fine. Everybody was fine.
$5.99 a month subscription for autocorrect.
For horses to go in the shed.
Then maybe my text messages wouldn't say ducking all the time.
Well, maybe you should quit trying to type something that rhymes with... Actually, mine doesn't autocorrect. Yours does. I don't know why. But, yeah. Erin went outside in the blizzard and said, "This is ducking stupid."
I didn't go out in the blizzard.
No, she didn't. She stayed inside. She would ask me when I would come in, "Is everything okay outside?" Yep.
I checked the cameras.
Bean in the blizzard, not so much. She'd go outside, but she's not much of a...
She liked it afterwards.
Oh, when it was done snowing and blowing.
Yeah.
But her little paws get cold.
She doesn't winter well. Neither do I.
Erin has been wearing a jacket more this winter. I don't know what's up with that.
I think because I'm old and I get cold.
What is the choice of drink tonight? I've got my regular old 7 and 7. Actually, check this out. I killed a bottle. That took me all year.
I got you like 37 Fuegos today.
Okay,
You didn't even have the decency to drink a Fuego.
I usually
I
drink
went
this.
all the way to Casper.
To get dry ice.
And
To get dry ice. That's why you went to Casper. Let's see. Did you catch a polar bear? I did not. Although AeroQuip, did you see AeroQuip answered on that? I thought that maybe they'd have something a little bit better to come back with than just, well, that's a new one. I thought maybe they would have something, but no.
They shared it too. Did you see their share?
Oh, I didn't see that, no. If you don't know what we're talking about on Facebook.
If you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, you would know what we're talking about.
I should be able to pull it up, but big pile of snow inside the AeroQuip corral, so I think I made fun of polar bears and yetis in the corral.
Can you scroll?
Yeah, I'm reading. You read faster than I do, apparently. Thank you, James, for the $10
Thank you.
super chat. Lydia, thank you very much.
Jared, yeah, I have never wrote ducking in my life. Ever. It's also supposed to learn what you're trying to say.
Well, maybe it's trying to correct, not only correct your vernacular, but trying to just correct your behavior.
No.
Maybe it's just like, you just tone it down just a little. Maybe it only gives you like 4 a month that it doesn't autocorrect, right? And then after that, it just like,
No,
hey.
it autocorrects all of them. It's so stupid.
No, maybe it's just 4 in the entire lifetime of the phone, and you use those up right when you got like the day you got the phone, so then it switches over.
I don't type it all that often.
So you need to tone it down just a little bit.
That's very annoying, though.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yes, Bean gets very sad when her little people
Oh,
leave
she
for
does
school.
get sad when they go to school.
Grace is feeling better. I know a bunch of people asked that at the beginning. Grace enjoyed her 5-day weekend.
She did get a 5. Yeah, we had school was closed for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
And then
Wednesday and Thursday.
sixth the last day.
Yeah.
State of the gator. Well, the gator's still broken.
Still,
See,
it's in Wyoming.
it's in Wyoming, but yeah, and that's the unfortunate. It takes time to get parts here. We had a blizzard. Actually, you know what? UPS kept rolling through all that, which
They
kind of
did. They
surprised
came
me.
every day.
Yeah, we looked out the window and it's like, is UPS here? And it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I guess if the road's open, they're going.
It was no unnecessary travel.
Well, somebody needed their whatever came. I don't even remember what came that day. Kitty litter or something, or cat food probably.
Just our
Normal cat food.
our subscribe and save household stuff.
Household stuff. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scrolling and trying to read here. What's
Christy
up?
finally got her phone to stop correcting that. Well, apparently I just need to do it
Can
more
you
often.
you can go in and I think
Yeah.
maybe you should Google search this, but I think you can go in and set up like your own special words,
Yeah.
like magic words, and tell it this word is okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. That seems like a lot of work though.
Yeah, it does. I can do it for you if you want me to. I can come up with all kinds of crazy words.
No, I'm good.
Start auto-correcting one word to another word. You ever want to mess with somebody, get a hold of their phone, auto-correct words that you know that they use a lot to other words that are maybe not quite so appropriate, and then you could have all kinds of fun, especially when they start texting like mom and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm caught up on questions or not. Coco be crazy. All right. That is not a painting of one of our cows. It's a painting from Hobby Lobby, actually.
That's a milk cow.
Yeah. Well, some of our cows kind of look like that.
That's a milk cow.
We can't see the other end of her.
It's a milk
We don't know
cow.
what's happening down there.
Bronco face Angus don't get art made of them.
Well, maybe they should. And Jared just had a $5 autocorrect. Thank you very much.
Well, now you know which tax bracket each one of them is in.
I'm pretty sure that Jared, well, actually, they're both government employees, so whatever, who knows? It's the only way you could make money nowadays, because government employees don't pay taxes. You know that, right?
That's not true.
I read it on the internet.
Did you see it on TikTok?
That's on TikTok, yeah. Government employees don't pay taxes. It's a perk.
Albert, I don't feel silly. I get very frustrated and need to use ducking more often.
I swear, I thought one day, she was telling me to go find the ducks. She just kept on texting, duck, 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 duck. And I was like, what is happening? Are you having a seizure? The ducks are fine. I don't know.
Jared, how come you didn't change your username to something more creative today?
Why you gotta... Well, now he's gonna go
What,
do
I
it.
can't ask questions?
Well, you can, but they don't answer you. So that's the problem, usually. Sometimes they do. Brian, this is a really good question. You have a respectively short calving window, yet process and sell beef year-round. Any thoughts on lengthening the calving season, holding a few for fall calving? Fall calving here, it works. I mean, you just have to feed them. That's kind of part of the problem.
But it doesn't really work. We can have blizzards from September,
We can have blizzards in April.
but it's different in the fall.
Okay.
Well, in grass, you've said this a million times, we calve them so that they are starting to drink less milk when our grass hits its peak production.
Exactly.
There's no grass production right now.
No, that's why I said you'd have to feed them right away.
But
You basically
hay-
wean them on hay.
Hay is lower quality than grass in the pasture,
Exactly.
right? So, like, nobody fall calves around here. And I get, like, our business model is different, so, like, in theory we could do that, but it doesn't really work with the weather.
Yeah, it's kind of a giant pain.
And, like-
and the quality of the hay, like you start talking about like the energy value of grass compared to hay, and how you want them to grow. Obviously, there's a big difference.
And milk.
Yeah.
Production
Milk
in the
production.
cow, you'd have to supplement her differently, and, like, it's easier when they're all weaned, all the cows are dry. You can put them all on the same supplements. You can give them all the same protein because you need different protein and different available protein at different stages of gestation and lactation.
Right.
Right. So you'd have to have separate feeding pens. Like in theory, that's a good idea, right? Because like
it would be nice if we could spread out our calving season. Then obviously we would have 800-pound calves at different times throughout the year that are ready to enter into the feedlot.
So basically, what we have to do is like they enter the feedlot at different weights, and we have to adjust our feed program based upon at what weight they're entering. But like we're still not done with. Like we're still finishing 2020 calves,
yeah.
And like we'll finish those up here right after the first part of the year, and then we'll move into our
2021 calves.
2021 calves.
Yeah.
And then we'll move into our 2022 calves.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit of an overlap there, so our 2022 calves will be able to get a little bit bigger. And there's, if you look at some of the videos, and I should probably take you guys through the calves, there's some big calves out there.
Because we had better grass.
Yeah, we had decent grass.
We had decent grass this summer. So if you were weaning calves, like in drought years, when we're weaning calves, when moms are weaning calves on crappy pasture grass because of a drought, we saw an impact on calf weight.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Because of hay quality, pasture quality. And now this year that it was better, like we saw way heavier weaning weights than we have in 2 years.
Yep.
So it would be really hard, I think, for us to fall calf. Like
probably.
Dang near impossible.
Any questions or any plans to do a new podcast in 2023? A podcast we're talking to a lot of people about the podcast here recently, and it was one of those things that was always on the last thing on the list. If you had time to do it, you would do it. Otherwise, it just kind of fell to the wayside. And we didn't really think it was fair to you guys because like we weren't able to prioritize it with 9,000 other things that we're trying to do and make sure that get done. So probably not, more than likely, but we are planning on doing a few new things with the YouTube channel that may be kind of a little bit along the podcast, kind of, I don't know. You'll like it, trust me. So, and you can listen to it. You can listen to all our videos. Actually, I'm surprised how many people I talk to that say they listen to the videos.
Yeah.
Like, I got to start describing stuff better.
Like it's a horrible thing to say and stuff, right? But like, the podcast wasn't monetized. What did Jared say?
I thought you were supposed to be the talent.
I am the talent. The podcast wasn't monetized, right? And like the busier we get and the more things that we add, the reality is the things that make us money, they float to the top of the priority list, right? Yeah. Like I'm sure you guys all do it in your lives, and like obviously you can have hobbies and things that you do that don't ever make you a dime, right? But if it is go record a podcast today or go pack beef orders and we're out of time and the kids are going to be home soon,
right.
Like beef orders are going to get the priority.
Right.
So if the podcast was monetized, it would fit differently into to
Probably.
some extent.
Yeah.
It's hard because like we've just kept since
there's only so many hours in a day.
Right. And since we started YouTube, like we have just added and added and added. And so much of what we do to run the YouTube side of things, like you guys don't ever see that. It's time consuming.
Thankfully, you guys don't have to deal with
right.
that side of things.
Good for you guys. You don't have to deal
from Chef Tiny, who still hasn't hooked me up with that dang burger that I want really bad. How do you guys get used to being in front of the camera? Do you ever really get used to it? The camera's fine for me, honestly. Like, I think
we both, but we had to get used to it.
Yeah.
I think I was more nervous than like you were to start out with.
Maybe I just hit it better.
I mean, for the first year, we would say, like, you just have to fake it till you make it.
Yeah. It's one of Erin's go-to sayings.
But you would tell me that, too. Just fake it till you make it. You just get used. You just have to do it. It's just one of those things. It's just like public speaking and stuff. Like, you can learn, right? Like, there's a skill to be learned, right?
For me, public speaking is way harder than talking to a camera. I can look at a camera all day long and I can talk to it, and well, you guys know that. But you put me in front of a few thousand people, and now all of a sudden it's a little bit tougher to do, and
I have to do it on a more regular basis because of EPP.
Right,
like,
you do more public speaking.
I do a lot of
do.
presentations and stuff for groups of people and stuff, and so I'm really good with like small groups of people.
Especially if you know half of them.
Right, and like
that makes it way easier. Or do you picture them in their underwear? That's what they say to do.
I just have to pretend they're not looking at me.
Oh.
Because like you guys aren't looking at. I mean, you're looking. I can't see you. You're
I was
not
always
here.
told you picture them in their underwear, but
I don't think that's good advice.
probably not. And then somebody else told me you're supposed to focus on one person. So you have to focus on one person in their underwear. It's just weird.
So, are you thinking about Matt's OnlyFans?
Only if he had his feet up on the chair in front of him. Great question, though. It's just one of those things that just happens. In fact, put a camera in front of me and I can talk. So.
But you're better at it now than you were 6 years ago.
Probably.
But you also had radio experience.
Yeah, and I mean, same difference. Camera, microphone.
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you're reminded somebody's actually looking or watching or, whatever else.
Patty and Manny would like to know when we're getting an ostrich. Actually, Carrie got me one. It's on the Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's about this big.
So done. You can mark that.
We
off the
can't get an
list.
ostrich because then the emus would feel like
Little.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you get. Well, we had horses and then we got donkeys, but they don't commingle. So, well, they might like to. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. How did Farmer to Farmer go? It was great. It was
There's
a lot
a
of
whole
fun.
video about it.
Yeah. Well, not a whole video. I mean, it's kind of scattered in there, but I was surprised, when I did the Fox News thing, that you guys are on the ball, and apparently you all watch Fox News because I literally got done.
Like, everyone watched Fox News.
I don't know, not everybody, but I got off the air, so I did Fox and Friends, and I did
It's
Fox
cold in here.
Business News or whatever it's called, and as soon as I got done, emails started. Hey, I just saw you on Fox News. I saw you on Fox News. I was just like, oh, okay. Kind of surprised me. You guys are on the ball though. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I was checking to see if Corella's having any babies.
Is there any babies in there?
No.
Any extra goats running around?
Can't see Waffle. There's a blind spot.
The Duelist. I need to thank you for opening my eyes. Because of your channel, you told me very important things that I had to go look for a farmer to buy meat, and that way, way better than for a store. Yeah, I mean, it is way better. We have some really super cold temperatures coming up.
Yeah.
We've got minus 50-degree wind chills on the way, and yeah, it's going to make today
do we
feel
want to
warm.
discuss the forecast?
Feel free. Feel free to pull up the forecast and discuss that. I'm going to look for some comments. Did William get to boot a troll for Christmas? Mm-hmm. Case did come get their tractor, literally the day after I got done filming with it. They were like, "Are you done with it?" Because we have somebody who wants to pay us hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yeah,
for
we
it.
had a time limit for
Yeah.
it. We knew going into
They
it.
didn't put an hour limit on it, which kind of surprised me.
Well, they said don't drive it too much.
Well, yeah, but they didn't say you have 10 hours.
Did you see a channel spike after the TV spot? No.
I
All
don't
right.
even think I mentioned our Wyoming Life on the TV spot,
I
actually.
thought you said you did on Fox Business.
Oh, on Fox Business I did.
I
I
didn't
had a
watch
little
it.
bit more time on there, yeah.
All right. Tomorrow's 13 for a high. Low, -11.
Okay.
7 on Tuesday. -3 Tuesday. 3 on Wednesday. -27 for a low. The high on Thursday is a whopping 13 below.
Oh my gosh.
And then...
That's the high? Is
Yeah,
13 below?
13 below.
Well, that'll just feel like peachy.
And the low is 22 below.
Wow. That's going to be a cold day.
Yeah, so there are... And the wind's going to blow overnight Wednesday, which is our lowest temp. The wind's going to blow 20 miles an hour.
Exactly. Thank you, Steve, for the $20 super chat. Happy Jesus' birthday to everybody. Yeah, I do
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Let's see if the Rapid City Weather Station has an update on our wind chill temperatures.
I think Jared said I should post the Fox Business clip. I don't know if I have a copy of that, so I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to have a copy of the other one, to tell you the truth. But I'll have to look.
A frostbite in 5 to 10 minutes, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, 5 minutes frostbite.
5 to 10.
Okay, I'm going to say 5 because I don't. What is the?
Oh, it's gotten worse.
Now what's happening?
Minimum wind chills is -58.
Oh my! The minimum?
So bad. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I can feed cows ahead of time.
That's really bad.
-50. That's what, Thursday night?
Yeah.
or Tuesday or Wednesday night?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, minus 58.
Minimum wind chills 6 a.m. Thursday through 6 a.m. Friday is minus 57.
Wow. That's
Yeah, super
you know,
cool.
why do the wind chill thing drives me crazy. If it's minus 58 degrees wind chill, it's minus 58 degrees. Like, just don't go outside. Don't tell me it's minus 20 with a wind chill of minus 58. It's minus 58.
Tuesday, the wind chill's only going to be minus 36.
Oh my gosh, heat wave. You go from minus 58 degrees.
It's going to be so bad.
What does it start to warm up after that at some point?
Never.
Never? Even in like come January or February, March,
Yeah,
somewhere in there?
Friday's going to be 7.
Well, 7 is 68 degrees difference or whatever from what it was the day before.
That's a lot.
That's a big swing.
Thursday's going to be great.
That's stupid. Why do we live here again?
It's going to be
I
bad.
used to ski at minus 48. I've been to Winter Park. I don't think I would want to ski at minus 48. There's much better days to go skiing at Winter Park or Loveland.
The bulls will be steers in that weather.
Yeah, they will be. They will all be steers in that weather. Shrinkage. Very fast.
Yeah. They actually do okay. Like, you'll have to feed twice a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before. Digestion creates heat.
Yeah.
So we're going to raise them from minus 58 to minus 42.
They'll be okay.
They'll be fine.
At least it's a dry cold.
It's
It's supposed to snow.
It's a dry cold. That's what they tell you.
It's supposed to snow.
I got a really big kick out of with the blizzard video and stuff like that. The number of people who the drought is over. We've had snow. The drought is over, and it's like it is such a dry snow.
Yeah, winter snow is way different than spring snow. It's hard
Yeah.
to. You guys obviously can't see that. Like, you can't touch the snow and stuff.
I talked about it in the video and I cut it out because I had to cut it down for time. But when you're walking on, what's going on?
Nothing.
That's rude.
It's fine.
When you're walking on the snow and the snow squeaks when you're walking on it, that's dry
yeah.
snow.
Cold.
Very cold
And
snow.
cold snow.
And very cold snow and very dry snow.
Yeah, it gets real squeaky.
So if you watch videos and
Yeah.
you hear me walking across the snow and it's squeaking, it's really cold and it's really dry.
Yeah.
And in the spring we get the wet snows. It's still cold, but it's not it's
not
not
squeaky.
minus 50.
I forgot about
degrees.
squeaky snow.
Yeah, squeaky snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold, dry snow. We'll talk about it on Thursday.
You couldn't even make a snowball out of the snow.
No, there's no moisture to it.
How do you protect the various water pipes? You don't turn them on. And then when you turn them on,
You turn them off when they're done flowing.
right, you just can't leave anything. Like, will the freeze miser do okay?
It should, I hope. I mean, running water. Does wind
Does
chill
water,
affect water?
yeah, I was going to ask that question. Does wind chill affect?
William, can you look that up for us? Does wind chill affect the like freezing of water? Because the freeze misers, they're constantly dripping. So the water, sometimes they're running. Yeah, it's just a matter of, will it get cold enough that it actually freezes running water?
So wind chill doesn't affect cows either as much as air temp does. So obviously it's still going to be really cold air temp. They will be fine. The cows will be fine. The goats will be fine. Chickens, we will put food in water in the chicken house. They just won't go outside. Goats will be fine. Emus, they'll be fine too. Like, I actually did some research this weekend on the emus because I was worried about them, and like, people in Canada keep them and they stay outside in the wintertime.
Yep.
Like, they'll be okay. Wind chill doesn't affect water temp. So it's going to be minus 27 or whatever. Like, it's still going to be freaking cold. But there is a point where it don't matter. It's still just cold, guys.
I had, there's been a lot of stuff, especially with the blizzard stuff coming up. 1 inch of rain does not automatically equal 1 foot of snow. Depends on how wet that snow is.
It depends on the snow. It depends on the air temp when the snow is falling and the air temp where the snow is formed, right? Because it's formed way up here, or sometimes like down here, and sometimes down here, but sometimes like way up there. But it all depends on the air temperature where the snow is formed, and then the temperature, the air temp as it falls.
Right.
Colder,
it actually gets so cold it can't snow.
Right. Colder
because
weather
there's no moisture.
means dry snow.
Right.
So when we get springtime blizzards, it means we get wet snow that affects our hay crop because it's snowing at like 30 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Lots of debate happening about frozen water.
Yeah, so water can freeze in the air, but it's not going to affect like the water coming out of the hydrant.
It's running water.
Yeah.
And that's, that was, if you leave it on a trickle, sometimes a trickle will freeze, I guess, but.
Yeah, it's the wind chill's the effect on exposed skin.
So anyway, I was saying with the blizzard videos and the blizzard recovery videos, and one of the things that it kind of made me realize watching these videos, and everybody's like, you need to come up with ways that you don't have to go out and shovel snow, or you don't have to deal with frozen water, all these things that seem to make sense, but at the same time, like, we were talking about it, like, we can put so much time and energy into making sure water doesn't freeze at minus 58 degrees. At some point, you just have to say, the water's going to freeze, or turn it off, or whatever, like a tank's going to freeze.
Yeah.
You're going to be busting ice. And it's interesting because it is like there is this aversion to actually working that you see, where it's like, I've got to come up with the newest and greatest solution. I'm gonna put a blowtorch on the water tank and spend all this fuel and everything else just to make sure it doesn't freeze. But eventually, it is like, I have to go and I have to go break ice. I just have to. There's no getting around it.
Or like a lot of build a thing around your hydrant so you can find your hydrant. So the box just gets buried, guys? If you build a box around the hydrant and then the drift covers the box.
Well, and the thing was, like, that hydrant that was buried, first of all, this is the first winter that we've had the feedlot in place. So drifting, that's a whole new drift. It never drifted there before.
Everything over there is drifting completely differently because we tore down a shed, we tore down
Fences.
10-foot high fence, we put fences and panels in new spots. It's all and we know which way the wind blows and stuff, and but
at the same time,
you can look at it and be like, yeah, that's gonna cause a problem.
I've never had to dig that hydrant out before.
No, because it just blew past there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there was no drifting there, and we saw it in the spring blizzard where we had the drift that came across the highway. That's never drifted there before. We went and took down that fence, and we
Right.
caused that to happen.
But okay, so you guys, if you followed us in April, you remember us. It was in a video. That drift was 10 foot high. It closed
the highway.
That and several other drifts further down closed the highway for days. They had to bring special equipment in to bust through that drift. And there were several other drifts down the highway that were the same thing. That was wet snow in April. Dry snow, it was not there's a little tiny hill there right now, right? Because it's dry snow this time of the year.
Yeah, and it blows off. I mean, it's so light, and so I really wanted. I should have taken out a what's that, like a leaf blower, and you can blow the snow away. It's just it's gone. And I tried to show it in the video. I had a short video of the drift that goes up over the fence back here, and then the next day, it was gone. It blew itself away.
Yeah.
The entire drift was gone.
Yeah.
And that's just because the wind does that, and it's just how it works. So.
Super chat.
Super chat, just scoot $9.99 if Matt's feet look small on his OnlyFans page. That's just get out of the pool.
Yeah,
that's
probably.
pretty funny. 3D fence around the hay lot, probably not. Antelope deer, they're not.
It's fine.
They're in there, but it just that kind of sounds like a horrible pain in the butt.
You'd have to. The biggest thing is the way the hay yard is set up right now is that there's a cattle guard. There's access without having to open a gate, and there's a cattle guard to keep cows off the highway and off the road that you use to access the hay yard. So you're not having to open gates all the time.
Right.
If you did a 3D fence, you'd have to open gates.
I'd have to open gates, or you could still use probably a. Well, cows or the deer would jump the cattle guard, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super nice that we don't have to open gates to get into the cattle guard.
Yeah.
Or into the cattle guard. You just go in the cattle guard. You don't have to open the gate.
Yeah.
The hay yard.
The hay yard.
Not the cattle guard.
The cattle guard. Whatever it's called. Melissa asked if we built our house so we wouldn't get snow drifts. Honestly, I talked about it in the video. I mean, 100 years ago, people figured out how the wind blows here, right? We get northwest to southeast winds, kind of.
But our house, so the way the wind blows and stuff, the north side of our house isn't the problem, right? And no matter, we did orient our house north-south, but we could have just as easily done it east-west and it would have been fine. My high tunnels are east-west.
Right, but would you want to open? Would you want your front door on the north side? Every time you open the door, the wind blows right in your house.
But it was on the north side before we built the garage.
Well, that was not our. Yeah, it kind of was.
We
our
did
first
go
tour.
with
Yeah,
that.
true.
Was the tour we
It
used
was
all
our-
the time.
Yeah, you're true.
We and so every time you put up a building or a larger fence or something, like it changes how the snow
Yeah.
drifts. No, you just
Somebody's
put,
standing out.
you
Where
just-
you
you just-
park your
where
truck
you
that
do,
day
yeah.
will change how the snow drifts.
you just build your stuff.
Yeah. But it
And
is
deal with the
like,
drift out
like
later.
our driveway stayed clear. The wind blew through there.
Well, this storm, but the wind could be shifted 2 degrees to the north next time, and it's gonna drift in,
Don't give it any ideas.
or it could be 0.3% wetter.
It could be.
Every storm can be different too.
Yeah,
It can be slightly different.
true. Dan, he deals with 20 waters, 20 plus waters. Yeah, everyone, they're gonna fail all the time. They're expensive. Holy crap! Has anybody had to buy a tank heater lately? They're ridiculous. They're crazy expensive. So
Have you bought a tank heater lately?
I have actually. Yeah, I found a 2-for-1 deal though, so it made a little bit more sense.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The chickens have heat. They'll be
Yeah,
fine.
they have minimal heat, but they have heat. Sometimes the heat gets turned up a little bit, and then they roast. You open up the chicken house, and it's like, oh wow, it's like 100 degrees in
Yeah,
here.
don't do
You gotta
that.
back it off. But yeah, it's tricky getting that thing figured out exactly where you need to
I
set
can't
it.
ever tell which direction you're supposed to do it. You need to draw an arrow or something.
Like
Cold.
yeah. I just
hot.
leave it on low all the time, but
Well, then
sometimes
why
you'll go
does it
in.
get turned up then?
I don't know. I think somebody goes in there and turn, or maybe
Was-
the chickens know how to turn
Is
it up.
Jeff turning it up?
I don't. He might. Well, he's in San Francisco right now, so unless he's coming back to do that, I don't know. I think the chickens know how. Maybe the goats do.
The chickens did jailbreak into the hallway the other day. I checked
They
the
didn't
camera.
jailbreak. I left the door open. They're
Checked
like, the
camera,
door's open.
And I was like, there are ducks and geese and chickens in the hallway.
Sharing plans for 2023 in any of our videos. Well, I don't know. What do we have? What are our plans for 2023? Do we have plans for
Do everything better.
better, gooder?
Gooder.
Do some stuff gooder. We'll do it ducking gooder.
That's a great design for a t-shirt. 2023, doing things ducking gooder.
And then have like a little like a rubber ducky. Well, you still have my idea now. Or if you do, send me a free T-shirt. I shouldn't say that because Jared's here. Now I'm going to get that damn T-shirt. Can't say things about T-shirts when Jared's here. He sends you T-shirts. I totally lost track of where I was in comments.
Opening gates in the winter, snow stinks. Yeah, 100%. No fun. Jeff says he did not turn up the heat. You're back. Nice to see you, Jeff.
You got done chauffeuring. Yeah, get your waters out of the wind, add a little insulation. That's our problem. It's like our water, we can't get them. How are we get them out of the wind? I mean, they're in the wind.
We're going to build a box, like everyone on the internet says.
Build a giant box. Yeah.
Yeah, we did make a lot of improvements this year. We're just going to kind of just do things better, right? Because, like, this is the thing that we talk about all the time. Like, should we add the podcast? Should we do this other thing? This is a new opportunity that we have over here, right? Like, do you keep adding or do you say, whoa, like, let's just get a little bit better?
I think it's in our nature to want to change things for the better.
Right? But we can sell.
Now the RV park bit us in the butt because that went way over budget. Like way over budget because, COVID or why ever, I don't know. But we don't have any major projects planned
No.
for 2023. We do have,
Just do things more efficiently, do things better.
check these out. If you haven't been to our website
Oh, yeah.
lately, these are wild rags. I really didn't know what they were. But
I saw some today at Murdoch's.
did you really?
Yeah.
So I've worn them in a couple videos. They go around your neck, keep your neck warm. Carrie actually makes these on site. In fact, right about 10
I
feet
sit
from
on
where
the
I'm
floor.
standing.
Carrie and I both sit on the floor here and cut fabric.
So I brought these
On the
over
mat, like not like on the floor.
so
hey.
you can show them. And these are actually available on our website now.
Look, we got
But-
fancy packaging.
These are really, I mean, aside from the beef and pork and the jerky, I mean, these are actually made right on the ranch as well.
Do you want to go get that other box? Because we got new fabric.
Yeah, but they can't buy those yet.
Well, they will eventually when Terry gets them made. So yeah, we've got the one that Mike wears a lot. Go get the fabric.
Oh my gosh, okay. Jeez.
We got some pink cactuses. Those ones are pretty. Yeah, we have a bunch of different fabric. We got some new fabric. We got these fancy bags to put them in, which I had to... What would you call this bag?
Fancy bag.
That took a minute to figure out what that was called.
Is that the drug dealer bag special? There you go.
So we got new fabric. So yeah, these are not available yet. Hopefully by the end of the week.
Zach, before you order a wild rag, give us a call.
This is my favorite. Carrie's gonna make me one of this. Isn't this pretty?
It looks like a peacock.
It's super pretty. We got this fabric, and all the fabric's made in the U.S.
Right.
from another small business. We got this one, and then we just reordered some more of some other ones that we've already sold out of. Oh, the fabric's heavy, man. And we got these sunflowers. So, I'm super excited.
Andrea, if you want jerky, you just find somebody in the U.S. who will order it for you, and then they can just ship it to you. We can't ship it directly to you, but
Is she in Canada?
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Elsewhere. But yeah, if you know somebody who lives in the U.S.,
There you go.
thank you. Yeah, have them order it, ship it to them. You can order it and ship it to them, and then they can ship it to you. It's all kinds of ways around that.
I hope you guys like the wild rakes. We've sold actually quite a few of them.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them going out the door.
Yeah.
So
It's a great winter project.
yeah, and for Carrie, it's it's something she makes. It's handmade.
Yeah, she's a quilter and a sewer. Like, it's her unique skill set, and she wears wild rags and was just like, hey, I think we could do this, and it shouldn't cost a ton of money for us to get started in this, and she wanted to do it. And it's not something that either one of us wore, but I see them all over the place. I saw a whole bunch of them today at Murdoch's and Casper. I see people, now that I'm paying attention,
Yeah.
I see people wearing them all the time. I was like, oh yeah, this is like a thing.
You know what's hard for me is, so I wear mine when I'm not filming, but if I wear it when I'm filming, little behind the scenes stuff here, but 9 times out of 10 when I'm filming, and you can tell when I'm not, I'm wearing a microphone, right? So if I've got this thing wrapped around my neck and I'm wearing a microphone, it tends to muffle what I've got going on. So the video though that I had where the gator broke down, I did not have my microphone on because my microphone was dead, and I had to use the microphone on the camera, and that's why the audio sucked. Just telling you.
Awful. You should really be a better influencer.
I should be a better person all the way around.
We don't ship jerky to Europe, no.
But we can. If you have a friend in the U.S., ship it to them. They can ship it to you.
As a gift.
As a gift, yeah.
Yeah. It's USDA inspected, and in order to ship it internationally, it then has to go to another holding facility where our processing plant in Sturgis has to do all this paperwork and get all those things registered and get another number, and nobody wants to do that. Right. And we can't do it. Like, it has to be, we're at the mercy of our processor.
They can also be used as cooling rags. I think people, don't they use silk more for the cooling rags?
Yeah.
These are satins.
These
so
are polyester.
You'd have winter,
blends.
summer.
Yeah.
You could freeze them, wet them, and then freeze them. Oh my God, that sounds horrible.
In the summertime.
You want to put a frozen thing around your neck in the summertime even?
When it's, you all complain about when it's 103 degrees
you're going
out.
to do that this summer. We're going to freeze one solid.
Fine.
And then you can put it around your neck.
You know what I'm not going to do this summer? Complain that it's hot when it's minus 58
She will.
below.
You will.
I don't complain as much as you guys all complain.
I don't complain.
I like it hot.
That's what she said. Let's see. Yeah, tall poles, red flags, probably not a bad idea to mark hydrants and other stuff like that.
We know where they're at.
We know where they're at. This was a new drifting situation. We talked about that already. Moving on. All right.
Tactical scarf.
Tactical scarves,
You robbing a train?
occasionally, if I can find one. How's your freeze miser working in the cold? Great so far. I mean, I've got one on the cow's water that's doing just fine. It's actually got a float on it. It's got the hydrants open. The float fills it up. It works great. A problem with freeze misers is that they will overflow your tank eventually if the cows aren't coming in and drinking, so you do have to pay attention to it.
You do get some ice. Yeah, maybe this summer we'll do some cotton ones. Well, before summer, because we get busy in like April.
I missed a question back here. I'm going to go back and try to find it, but I'm not going to be able to find it.
Ethel's doing good. She hasn't had that dang baby.
And our Wyoming Life flag.
Oh, you never talk about or mention the bulls.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, they're just doing bull. I mean, they're doing nothing.
If I talk too much about the bulls, then YouTube has a problem with it sometimes.
They're not doing nothing.
But they're not doing anything.
Just like the cows aren't doing anything. Something else that you could make are corn bags, heated mine in the microwave. It's the best. Oh, we used to have a rice bag.
Yeah. Oh, if anybody's looking for a Christmas present for Erin, by the way, if you happen to know anybody that has a miniature cow that they're not doing anything with, or they would like to see made famous on the internet, send it, we'll even give it back to you later or something. Send it up this way.
If I get a mini cow, I'm not giving it back.
Okay, fine. No backsies. But if we could figure out how to get a miniature cow underneath Erin's Christmas tree, and I film that will go viral in 2 seconds.
They're so expensive.
No, that's why I said we need a
could buy
free
like
one.
3.
We need one that like fell off a truck.
We could buy like 3 bred beef cows for 1 mini Highland.
They're crazy expensive. But if you guys feel like taking up a collection for Erin's mini cow collection, which really she just needs 1.
No, we need 2.
Why do you need 2?
They need a friend.
Can't they be friends with a donkey or something? Or a goat?
2.
Jackalope? Something? Get them a stuffed animal to play with?
Is this like your first day here?
It is my first day here.
Animals come in pairs.
Or 5s. But if one could just fall off a truck, driving by the ranch, oh, dang.
Like what, like wrapped in bubble wrap so it's fine?
We had a cow fall off a truck one time.
It wasn't fine.
It wasn't fine. It fell out of a trailer at 65 miles an hour, but that was a different day, so. What?
Butchered 2 mini cows? That's awful.
Oh my God. Really? For like what, a half a T-bone and like a ribeye, and that's all you get?
I don't know. They're not for...
I would have drove to Minnesota and got the dang mini cow.
Jeez, Bill.
Actually, Erin would have sent me to Minnesota.
Why didn't you tell us what was happening?
If anybody, I'm going to put this out there again, if anybody knows of anybody giving away mini cows somewhere within the continental United States,
we will go.
Erin will send me. We will go. Erin will send me. Unless there's a really big liquor store there, then she'll probably go. You know, one of those big liquor store department stores.
37 Fuegos today.
I know, right? You had a blast doing it. They're expensive because they fit on the barbecue so well. Yeah, no doubt.
Jared, thank you for the super chat.
All right, Jared, $10 super chat. Everybody keeps talking about Yellowstone, never seen it, but do you have a favorite movie, show, media depicting a ranch or farm life, like Farmer Jeremiah Johnson?
Who's Jeremiah Johnson?
I don't know. There was a show, and if you remember this, it was on Discovery years ago, and it was the
Montana Ranchers.
Yeah, The Last American Cowboy.
Those were real.
Those were real. Those were
That was
great.
like YouTube before YouTube.
Kind of.
Yeah.
We might have stole our idea from them, honestly. But
no
great,
backsies.
Great show. No backsies. If you can find it, it was on DVD. I found it on DVD and ripped it in and on the computer. But a great show. It only lasted one season. It was the Stuckies and the Hughes Ranch.
They had a helicopter.
I can't remember his name though. Rich guy.
It was cool.
He was the Yellowstone guy.
Cooler
Yellowstone.
than the Duttons.
Here's the thing, like. I need to make a video about it, but like people
don't buy Dutton merch either. I saw a bunch of that crap today in Murdoch's.
Right?
So annoying.
I need to make a video about that because, like, I don't know if you realize this, Jared, but Yellowstone is
not
real. It's pretend. There's real ranches out there doing exactly what they're talking about. Actually, I don't know if it's exactly what they're talking about on that show because that probably sounds like a train wreck. But yeah, if you're watching the show, that's fine.
We don't watch
it for
Yellowstone
entertainment
either.
value. But no.
Everyone
who
tells
do you
us
watch?
that we should watch it, and that it is like there are parts of Yellowstone that are not that like obviously if you're in the industry you go yeah no, but I have heard that there are very interesting things like taxes and the government and generational transfer and stuff that like are very realistic. So like if you like Yellowstone, that's cool. Do what you want.
Don't spend money on it.
But don't buy merch from them. Buy merch from us.
Buy merch from a real ranch. Yeah. Why would you want to wear the Dutton Ranch, where you can't even like they don't raise beef on the Dutton Ranch. They don't. It's pretend. So.
I did get some good ideas for merch today shopping at Murdoch's.
Yeah. There's no original idea.
No.
For those that don't live in Wyoming, what is Murdoch's?
It's a farm and ranch store. Like Baumgars.
They don't have Baumgars either.
Well, some of them have Baumgars.
It's like a Big R or a...
I've never been to a Big R.
I've never... what's the other one?
Farm Fleet.
Farm Fleet, yeah. Yeah.
Farm and ranch stores.
Which a lot of people there don't farm or ranch either. But that's okay. $19 for a prime rib roast in California. That's cool, but...
So yeah, I looked today at Albertsons. They're like $7.89 a pound.
Really?
They're a loss leader this time of the year.
Yeah, trying to get people in.
Overpriced farm and ranch. Yeah, well, William, I stole their merch ideas. So coming soon to rwyominglife.com.
Kevin Costner's playing me. I don't think Kevin Costner's playing me. Pretty sure. It might be fun though.
Who plays me?
I don't watch the show, so I have no idea. I have no idea. If anybody could play you, who would play you?
I have no idea. I can't even tell you the last time I watched a new movie.
I don't even remember the last time I watched a movie.
You watched a movie?
I'm trying to think of what it was, though. I fall asleep to movies. Oh, we could be on-set advisors for Yellowstone.
You want to tell them they're doing it wrong?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, when a calf is born, they come out wet. They're not dry 3 seconds later and standing there. And if you lose your watch in one, your watch is just gone. And you probably should get rid of that cow, too.
There is no you on Yellowstone. Are you talking to me, Jeff?
I don't know who Jeff's talking to. No context. All right.
Eggway. Have you ever been to an Eggway?
No.
Me either.
Oh, what's the other one? The one that I went to in the Midwest, Rural King. It was kind of...
When have you been to a Big R?
There's a Big R in Sheridan, I think. Or there used to be.
Never been there.
No?
You make a new YouTube series, traveling to farm and ranch stores.
We could do it like they do with the kids. Remember the kids videos where they go in the stores and they like push all the buttons and the toy aisle?
Yeah, we like, look at this merch coming soon.
We can just we can just go to farm and ranch stores and be like, ooh, look at that air compressor. That's so cool. Okay, moving down.
Well, they have the same DeWalt crap that they have at Baumgars.
They do. They have the same things everywhere.
They had a lot of clothing, though.
Jared just made a comment, which one of the moderators should probably get rid of in about 3 seconds before Aaron reads it. Never mind. Too late. Kathy Bates. Do you know who Kathy Bates is?
No, not really.
Okay, good deal. If I ever get hobbled, you'll know what happened, Jared.
I'll go look up who she is.
Yeah, yeah. Look up Misery.
I've never been to Runnings.
There's a Runnings in Belfouche or Sturgis or something.
Belfouche has one.
Yeah.
I've never been there, though. We should go.
Feather Life got new stock tank heaters this weekend. Proud of you. Hopefully they work.
All right, good job.
I actually had a tank one time.
Hopefully it doesn't trip your GFI outlets.
Oh, yeah. If you have GFIs, just take those things out. Don't tell anybody. All right.
Kathy Bates is old. Are you calling me old?
I'm not calling you anything. I didn't do a damn thing. Jared did it.
Evanston is in the other corner. We're up here. Evanston's way down here. Big ass state.
Alrighty, guys. We're getting ready to wrap things up. I'm gonna round up our orders that came in during our live stream because this is a new thing we do.
Do you guys have any turkey shortage? Well, we still have turkeys here on the ranch, so. No, I don't think I've seen turkeys at the store. Dead turkeys at the store. Can't say that I know that there's a shortage. Ow.
Sorry. All right. Orders that came in during live stream.
Oh, neato.
Kathy Brengle, thank you for your order. Beef sticks.
Oh, sweet.
4.5 ounce original.
It was still on sale.
Oh, it is still on sale,
ending
yeah.
at 11:59 tonight. We have so many orders to ship tomorrow. Thank you guys.
We do have. Last time I looked, it was 70 some orders.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Sylvester Schmidt,
Beef.
beef package.
We are making all those boxes in the house tomorrow, and we need 17 space heaters for the garage.
You have a weird numbering system here, Sylvester. 3 T-bones, 3 pork chops,
Maybe they have 3 people in their family.
2 pounds of bacon, 1 pound of breakfast sausage.
But you got to get to 8 pounds.
Well, so you got 3, 3, and 3. So somebody likes bacon. 2 people like bacon. 1 person likes breakfast sausage. And then 3 and 3.
You got to get the weight right.
And then Eric Kramer. Thank you very much, Eric, from Iowa. Got himself some beef jerky on the way.
I thought we were out of teriyaki 8 ounce.
Well, apparently there was one left.
You told me we were out today. What was the other one? Let me check your work.
There you go.
Teriyaki 2 ounce. We got lots of those.
Thank you, guys. The sale goes on the website until tonight at midnight,
And
15% off beef jerky.
You can still get it before Christmas.
Right. And if you're looking for a hat, you can still get one of our hats, or any hat really, at owl-hats.com. Those are from Gone Country Hats. And if you use the code OWLHATS, you can save yourself 10% as well.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to add for tonight?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, 2022 has been a very interesting year on the ranch. Obviously, it started way back in January when we announced that we were going to be taking over operations on the ranch. Erin's mom was selling all of her cows. We are in the process of actually purchasing a portion of the ranch, and hopefully that is closed at some time soon.
Yeah, soon.
Maybe, we don't know. But we will
And we'll
let you guys.
talk about that in the program that we're using to purchase that once.
Yeah,
it's
because I mean that's the
finalized.
one of the biggest questions I ever get is how do I buy a ranch? And we've kind of figured it out. Maybe. You laugh.
We haven't figured anything out. We just suckered somebody into giving us a crap ton of money.
They didn't give us a crap ton of money.
No.
We get to see it for like 2 seconds, and it's like, oh,
We don't even see it. But
we don't even get to see it.
what
How
do you
does this
think?
work? Don't
Someone's gonna pile it up on the table?
Oh, that'd be cool. At least let me like swim in it for a little while, and then we'll. I know it's not cash, but we don't even get to like hold the check.
We don't get a check.
What the hell? What did I sign?
Your life away.
Apparently, I want the money at least for a second.
You know what you signed? Crippling debt.
Yeah, no doubt. It's all on the way.
Yay!
So coming up in 2023,
Here's
crippling
the
debt.
American agriculture dream. Beef jerky's on sale though.
We do have a few more episodes still coming up this year. Tomorrow's video, which I still have to finish filming, is the Hustler equipment video, Hustler Showdown, where we're taking a look at buckets and putting buckets up against other buckets and seeing what buckets do. It's all about buckets. Big buckets, tractor buckets, not like Home Depot buckets. And then we've got a video coming out on Thursday, another Patreon exclusive live stream happening at the end of the month, and then our year-end wrap-up video where we're going to take a look at everything that's happened over this entire year.
Ben said they're the best pork chops you've had in a long time. Thank you. They are stellar.
If you are
I've only had 2 high noons, and this one's not even empty.
She's just happy. She's been in a car all day. She's been pented up. And you went shopping. She's on a little shopping high. If you have been a Patreon supporter throughout this year, man, I really want to thank you guys. Being able to order beef and pork as a Patreon supporter, and you guys that did it, really helped us work out the kinks and trying to figure out exactly how to make this whole thing work. We said from the very beginning that we wanted to be able to offer people beef and pork from the ranch. We did it at farmers markets. Being able to do it for people all over the United States has been a unique experience, and it's been very, very fulfilling to me to be able to pack orders and watch them go out the door, and then you hear back from people and they're like, hey, I'm cooking one of your T-bones tonight, or pork chops, or whatever Melissa's making. It is something that it's a way for us to actually reach out and touch people as well. So thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who helped us get this whole program set up and ready to go. If you are a Patreon supporter, like I said, we have one more Patreon exclusive live stream coming up at the end of the year, and we might have a few surprises for you within that as well. So lots of cool stuff still coming up. 2023, a whole new year, a whole new adventure. If you haven't gotten to one of our calendars, it's all about the adventures that happen here on the ranch as well. So
It was a good year.
it was a year. It was a good
Was it
year.
not good?
No, it was great. There's moments of the year where it's like, okay, this is hard.
Every year with me is a joy. Yeah, and 2023, there's going to be, I foresee really, really great things and really hard things, like crippling debt and a payment. But big accomplishments, too, that we've worked hard for a long time.
I agree. Everybody send Erin thank you cards. And a mini cow, if you happen to have one. So
I don't want one that falls off a truck, though.
lightly slow the truck way down. Lightly place it in the ditch. Okay. If there's a mini cow in the ditch,
Come ring the doorbell on the farm store.
oh,
Say,
that works good.
Hey, there's a mini cow.
There's a mini cow in the ditch. Send me an email or something. So
Is the Holstein on the calendar? No, we don't have a Holstein. Bambi's in the calendar, though.
Bambi is in the calendar. She's got big old drool hanging from her face. I didn't realize it in the picture because I didn't look at it that close. But once it came in the calendar, I opened the calendar. I was like, oh my gosh.
That picture that I put in there for you guys to buy and enjoy, I didn't really look at it that close.
Well, you picked out the pictures. Remember?
Yeah.
Let's go back. You picked out the pictures. You said, does this picture look good? I said, that's great. That's a picture of Bambi. I did not zoom in and realize that when it was on the calendar, it was going to be this big. And she's a little drooly.
Well, she's getting perk checked.
Does that make you drool?
Should we? Let's try.
I guarantee you I'll drool. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. I really do appreciate it. We will see you next time, whatever that may be. So
Yeah, it'll be after the first year.
Yep.
Subscribe to our newsletter so you can stay updated.
yeah, head on over to the website and do that. So
Cool. Well, you have mob connections to mini cows. He has a diversified portfolio.
is that what that is? Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night.